Hello, welcome to my podcast again. I am Dr. Emmanuel Benite, and our topic today is on the 10 fundamental business principles for organizational success. I repeat that. 10 fundamental business principles for organization success. You see, these principles represent widely accepted business practices that provide or guide organizations towards growth, profitability, and long-term success. Ignoring any of them can weaken performance, reduce competitiveness, and increase the likelihood of failure. Now we're going to take the first point, which is selection and maintenance of aim. Note, this is the master principle. Every successful organization must have a clear purpose, vision, and set of objectives. The aim should be well defined, understood by all stakeholders, and consistently pursued over time. Now let me explain this. Here's an explanation of that. A business without a clear direction often wastes resources on conflicting activities. Leaders must establish specific goals and ensure that all decisions, strategies, and operations support these goals. Maintaining focus helps prevent distractions and enables efficient resources allocation. Now let me give you an example. A technology company aiming to become the leading cybersecurity provider should align its products, marketing, investments, and workforce development towards that objective. I believe you got the first point. Now we're going to look at the second point that we have here is maintenance of morale. Morale refers to the confidence, enthusiasm, motivation, and commitment of employees within an organization. Let me give you a further explanation of what it's all about, that morale. Employees are a company's most valuable assets. High morale leads to increased productivity, innovation, teamwork, and customer satisfaction. Poor morale often results in absenteeism, low performance, workplace conflicts, and high staff turnover. Now, we have some ways here, ways to maintain morale. How can you maintain the morale in your organization? There has to be a fair compensation and benefits. Another one is recognition and rewards. There has to be an open communication among the staffs and to the customers or clients. Career development opportunities should be available. Positive work environment. Now we're on to number 3, which is security. Security involves protecting organizations' people, assets, information, reputation, and operations from threats and risk. Now, I'll always give explanation for every point. Now, here's the explanation for security. Businesses face numerous risks, including cyber attacks, thefts, fraud, data breaches, and operational disruptions. Effective security measures help safeguard business continuity and maintain stakeholder trust. I have some examples here. Examples of security measures. Cybersecurity systems. You need to have that in place. Your cybersecurity has to be installed on all systems. You have to implement the cybersecurity. Now another one is physical security controls. You need to make sure every environment is secured. Now there has to be a risk management policy for all staff. There has to be employee security training. You should train all your employees on security in case they are found in a lone situation, each employee will know how to deal with such situation, how to make an alarm or click on an alarm, or any sort of security training is very important for staffs through seminars and the rest. Another one is data protection procedures. So those are for number 3. Now let's go to number 4. Surprise. I'm really interested in this surprise because it's very interesting. You need to surprise your competitors. Now, surprise involves introducing unexpected strategies, innovations, or actions that provide a competitive advantage. Now here's another explanation of that. Businesses can outperform competitors by launching new products, entering new markets, or implementing innovations approaches before rivals anticipate them. Strategic surprise can attract customers and create market leadership. Yes, strategic purpose of surprise can attract customers, and create market leadership. Now, let's give you an example. A company launching a groundbreaking product ahead of competitors may gain significant market share before others can respond. So you be the first to do that. Now let's look at number 5 point, which is the offensive action. Actually, this one is a little bit of a concern, but just listen to what I have to say. You'll find it really worth taking note of. Now, number 5, offensive action. Successful businesses do not simply react to market conditions. They proactively seek opportunities for growth and improvement. Okay, I'll explain further. Offensive action means taking initiative through innovation, market expansion, aggressive marketing, product development, or strategic investments. Organizations that consistently act rather than merely react often achieve stronger market positions. So it is wise to act instead of just react to changes. Now, yeah, I have some examples here. Introducing new products. That's one. Number 2 of that example is expanding into new regions. You test them out and see how it works. Investing in emerging technology. When you're talking about emerging technology, we're talking about AI, we're talking about blockchain, we're talking about fintech, and many more. Now you need to, the 4th point of an example the example I'm giving rather is acquiring promising businesses. Don't just jump into any business. Think and look for that. You need to have a foresight. So you acquire a very promising business. Now number 6 point is concentration of force. This principle involves focusing resources on activities that generate the greatest impact and value. Okay, resources such as money, time, talent, and technology are limited. Businesses achieve better results when they concentrate efforts on key priorities rather than spreading resources too thinly across many initiatives. So you need to be focused and then concentrate on one. Let me give you another example of that. A startup may focus on developing one outstanding product instead of launching multiple unfinished products simultaneously. So that's going to weaken your finance. At the end of the day, you might not see where your finances have gone into, or your capital. Now let's look at number 7 point. Economy of effort. Economy of effort means achieving desired results with the most efficient use of available resources. I always explain my point. Businesses should minimize waste while maximizing productivity and output. Efficient organizations reduce unnecessary costs, streamline processes, and improve profitability without compromising quality. I give you 4 examples of that. Automating repetitive tasks. So with AI, you can automate so many of your tasks, so you don't have to be doing it over and over again, and then just automate it. Another one is eliminating redundant processes. What's not working out, just eliminate it. You find out some processes or some policies are not working well for your businesses, or just put it aside. Another example is optimizing supply chains. Now you need to do what? Give out the best of your services out. You need to be at the peak of your business. Now, another example is reducing energy consumption. Whatever takes too much of your energy or time, let it go. As long as it's not giving you enough profit worth spending much energy on. So just reduce that. Now, number 8, flexibility. Yes, flexibility. This is very, very important in today's world because we are in a changing world. Everything is changing rapidly and very fast. Flexibility is the ability to adapt quickly to changing circumstances and market conditions. Business environments constantly change due to technology, customer preferences, regulations, and economic conditions. Organizations that remain adaptive can respond effectively to changes and seize new opportunities. Yeah, that is very good. Now, I hope you understand that. So organizations that remain adaptive can respond effectively to challenges and seize new opportunities. I give you some examples. Number 1 of my example is adapting business models. You need to have a business model, adapt it if you don't have it, and embracing new technologies. Maybe you see a new tech that's going to really help your business. Please don't waste time. Get it? It's very, very important. Be it having a website, be it having a product, a technology product that is going to align with your work, then get it. Okay, another example is responding to customers' feedback. When a customer gives you feedback about your services or your product, do as much as possible, try to respond as quickly as you can. At least not more than 24 hours. If lesser than a minute is fine, but no more than 24 hours. Number 9 point is cooperation. Cooperation refers to effective collaboration among employees, department, partners, suppliers, and stakeholders. You know, I said this before. There has to be a cooperation among the employees, the departments, even the partners, suppliers that you're having, or stakeholders, or even your investors. There has to be a cooperation. If there is no cooperation, you're going to be having problems becoming a successful businessman or a business lady. Now let's look at let me explain that better. Business success depends on people working together towards common objectives. Strong cooperation improves communication, reduces conflicts, enhances problem solving, and increases organizational effectiveness. I'll give you just 4 examples again for that. Cross-functional teamwork. So every department needs to be able to function, you know, cross-functionally. They need to be able to work cross-functionally. So if I am the manager, I should be able to have a duty that I can cross straight to the secretary or straight to the gate man or to the security guard and so on. There has to be cross-functional teamwork. There has to be teamwork. Everybody needs to have the same focus and the same objective in that company. Another example is strategic partnership. Don't just go into partnership with everybody. You need to think twice before you jump into a business partner with somebody. Do your background check. Another one is what? Supplier collaboration. If you're into products, collaborate with all your suppliers. I can guarantee you're going to have a lot of success on that. Now another one is employee engagement initiatives. Yes, you can set up a workshop seminar for your employees at the end of each quarter to engage them on special initiatives. Now number 10, which is the last of the 10 business principles for success, is sustainability. Sustainability focuses on ensuring the long-term viability and responsible growth of the organization. A successful business must balance profitability with environmental responsibility, social impact, and sound governance. Sustainable practices help organizations remain competitive, comply with regulations, and maintain stakeholder confidence over time. Now let's look at the key areas of sustainability. One of the key areas of sustainability is that your business must have financial stability. Ensure or practice financial stability. Another one is what? Environmental stewardship. Okay, so you're not just going to be all about corporate works every time. Sometimes there has to be some social welfare involved. Now another one is ethical business practices. It has to be ethic business practices. What actually goes against your business or your ethic of work, do not involve in it. So you must have that ethic business practices that you put in place on all staff, and all staffs, they should be able to practice that as well. So there has to be another one called the social responsibility. Under the key areas of sustainability, there has to be social responsibility. You can set up a charity. If you don't have a charity to set up, you can donate or do volunteer to do some charity works and so on in your neighborhood or in your environment or whatever. There has to be another example of the key areas of sustainability, where there has to be a long-term strategic planning. Okay, a company that invests in reasonable energy and responsible resource management can reduce costs while enhancing its public image and future resilience. Okay, so that's about the 10 business principles for success. The 10 business principles for success. And here's the concluding part of this point. The selection and maintenance of him serves as the guiding principle that directs all organizational activities. The remaining principles, which is morale, security, surprise, offensive action, concentration of force, economy of effort, flexibility, cooperation, and sustainability, work together. They all work together to strengthen an organization's ability to achieve its objectives, to remain competitive and secure long-term success. Businesses that can consistently apply these principles are better positioned to grow, adapt, and thrive in an increasingly dynamic environment.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time.
All right, let me use this opportunity to introduce to you a book that I authored. It is called The Commercial Machine. I also have The Wheels of Commerce, but I'm giving you The Commercial Machine as a startup. So before you get the Wheels of Commerce, you should have the Commercial Machine first. This book is entailed inside of it details of the procedures of management and financing in a corporate organization, be it an existing one or you're thinking of starting up a new business. Well, it's very cheap. It costs just $25 for this book, and we have it in care of our um, marketing consulting company, which is Springs Communications. You can contact them either on telephone or SMS or WhatsApp. The number is 070 30638684. I repeat that again, 070 30638684. Now, if you're calling from outside of Nigeria, you should have +234 and then 7030638684. I repeat, if you are calling from outside of Nigeria, or text message or WhatsApp from outside Nigeria, should be +234 7030638684. And the email is mbservices2k16@gmail.com. I repeat that. You can send an email to get a book through our marketing consultant, Springscom, mbservices2k16@gmail.com. And also, if you need a one-on-one consultation, feel free to contact me either on phone, telephone, call my number, or send me a text message, or drop me a line on WhatsApp on 08127513792. That's my direct line. Feel free to drop me a message for the one-on-one consultation. 08127513792. If you're from outside Nigeria, +234 81275133792. You can also send me a direct email through debinitie@outlook.com. I repeat that, debinitie@outlook.com. Thank you. Have a wonderful